Cheating is unforgivable. 3, 2, 1.
If you love them, you can't leave them in the dark. You gotta tell them.
Because it was a mistake and a choice.
Yes, of course it was a mistake, but they made the choice to make that mistake.
I mean, on each other's views, we disagree.
Hey guys, we're gonna play a game called Agree to Disagree. I got this idea because I was watching a Justin Gabe video, and they have it set up with like the cardboard, and then they were saying prompts, and they were just trying to see like where they stood on the prompts between each other. So we're gonna do the same thing. We have a couple different questions than they had.
Juicy questions.
Super juicy questions. So let's get right into it. Before we go, how is this board set up?
So it's gonna be set up as strongly agree, agree, a neutral, disagree, and strongly disagree.
So the stronglies are on the outside.
Stronglies are on the outsides, the normals, and the neutrals right
in
there.
the middle. I have the questions.
I have the questions. I forgot. Okay, so don't look.
Okay.
You and your partner should have the passwords to each other's phone and social media accounts. 3, 2, 1.
It's not even like you would use it, like especially the social media account when it's like we know each other's social media accounts, passwords. Not that like we're spying on each other on the daily. Like it's not like that. It's just like.
No, I think, like I personally actually don't know yours. I only know when I ask you like, hey, what is it?
Well, you don't know mine because you choose not to remember it.
I don't know your social media. Your phone password, I think that's a big red flag if like we can't know each other's phones
right,
passwords.
I think that's weird.
But I think it's important to know.
Well, you don't know my social media password because that's on you. Because I told you so many times.
No, I'm not saying it's on you. I'm saying I just don't remember. But I'm saying yeah, it's important to even be open about what your password is with your spouse. Of course. Why do you have anything to hide?
If you're like not wanting to show that, it's a little bit sus.
Yeah. A little cranberry juice break. Couples do not need to have similar interests to be compatible. 3, 2, 1.
I only disagree because it's possible, you know, like people say opposites attract and stuff, so it's not like it's completely impossible. But I think that for a healthy relationship, only from what I've seen, is there has to be some type of, you guys have to have something in common. And then there's people that like they don't have things in common, they bring things to each other and then they start liking those things, and that's completely normal. But I'm saying like for a relationship to last, you have to have something in common. Like even think about it with a friend. You have things in common with your friend. That's why you guys are so friends. Yeah, that's why you're friends. Even more so for a relationship, you need to have like there has to be some type of similarities.
Yeah, I think I only put disagree because, and not strongly disagree, because I think there's supposed to be differences and things that you don't both share in common that you show each other. But I think, like Kari was saying, I think there has to be something that you guys share somewhat of an interest. Like it could be a show, it could be an activity, it could be anything. There just has to be something that you guys have in common. I think.
Agree.
I think if you're different on everything, then it's like, you know, like for us, I feel like our common thing is music. That's like where we both are like equally as passionate and we both love it. All right. Oh, this is a good one. The man should always be the one to propose. 3, 2, 1. Where are you going? No, pick where you think.
That was what I'm picking. I was just messing.
You know, everyone to each their own.
Right.
But if Carly proposed to me, I would have been a little bit upset because like women dream of getting proposed to. Men also like, you know, we think about like how we're gonna propose to the girl, and like that's something that I really love to do. And like I feel like in a way, I don't know how to explain it, but just the act of getting on one knee feels like I'm serving you in a way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like respectfully. Period.
That's scary. It's very personal to me, and I'm sure to a lot of women, but for me, I want to be proposed to.
Me,
I want the enjoyment of being excited and like not knowing, even though I did know.
Were you excited?
I was excited. I did know though. But that didn't even take away from the excitement. Just like knowing like, wow, I'm gonna get proposed to, like.
By your man.
Right. I feel like I don't.
To my man.
Thank you so much. I don't know. I just don't want that being taken away from me. I want that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
I feel you. All right. Cheating is unforgivable. 3, 2, 1. Well,
'Cause I don't wanna
see,
persuade
this
you.
it's hard, like, because we're always supposed to forgive as Christians. I was thinking more along the lines of like it's forgivable, but it doesn't mean you have to get back with the person. Cheating is not unforgivable. I think that you can definitely forgive the person. I just don't agree with that you have to get back together with them.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there are couples that have done it where they've gotten back together after the cheating happened and stuff, but there are couples that also try to get back together and then again they cheated and then again, and so I just think it really depends on the relationship. If
And
they
the
feel
situation as well.
if they feel like they can bounce back and forgive each other and healthily move on, then yeah.
My reasoning was that in the Bible it says that
We always
others,
have to forgive.
yeah, forgive others and you'll be forgiven. But also it depends on the situation, right? Like forgiveness is left unsaid. We are called to forgive one another. But to stay with that person, like there's so many situations that I've heard where people cheat and they don't feel bad for what they did, and they're like perfectly content being with that other person. Like of course, you know, those type of situations people usually don't get back, but I've seen where people like
There's been a lot of
they don't get divorced right away, like they continue to pray.
There's been Christian couples that have done it. Many Christian couples.
Christian couples where somebody is cheated and they stay together. And I'm not against people doing that. I'm not against either side. Honestly, I'm not against people staying with that person. You can understand
both sides.
I can understand both sides because it's a very tough thing. Cheating isn't a mistake, it's a choice. I know my answer. 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna.
Whoa!
I have a good explanation. Can I start? Just listen to the facts I'm speaking.
Okay.
It is both a mistake and a choice.
That's
you
not
get what I'm saying? Yes, it was.
No, it said cheating isn't a mistake. It's a choice. It's not talking about if it's both. It's saying, oh, it was a mistake, baby. I didn't mean to do it. Nah, you knew what you was doing. It's a choice. You made a choice.
But I think it's both.
He's not understanding.
I am understanding.
I'm gonna give you right now.
I know what you're talking about.
You.
When people say it was just a mistake, like I promise I didn't mean to do it. I'm not talking about that. Cheating is a mistake, a big one, and it's also.
Okay, can you say that, or can you say cheating is a very bad choice that somebody made?
It's a very bad choice, but it's a big mistake too.
I think cheating is a choice because people that say, oh my gosh, like I didn't mean to. Yes, you did.
Yeah, no, I agree. But don't you hear people say like, that was the biggest mistake of my life? Because it was a mistake and a choice. Yes, of course
it was a mistake, but they made the choice to make that mistake.
Come to my side.
No.
Yes, you just said
it starts off with a choice, you ding dong. No, it's not.
It was a choice to make the mistake.
I'm trying to explain to you that it starts off with a choice.
But it is also a mistake.
It literally starts off with a choice.
I get that.
Their choice led to the fact that they felt like it was a mistake.
But they're saying cheating isn't a mistake in general. That was the statement. It is a mistake, but it's also a choice.
No, I'm saying exactly where I am. Don't even play with me right now.
Oh, okay. I like this one. It's okay to give in, even when you're right.
3,
2, 1. I've had to do this many times. I agree because I think that...
You agree or you strongly agree? Tell the people.
I strongly agree. I think that there have been many times.
Many?
Many few. It hurts. It stings when you feel like you're right, but you just, have to give in. But I think giving is like extreme. I feel like there are times where you're gonna be right, but you have to
agree to disagree.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Give in, like for me, like thinking give in means more like just say like you're right. You're right. Like agree to disagree is like different. That's where we're both not agreeing on each other's views. We disagree. But I think to give in is like, okay, Carly, you know what? You got this one. You're good.
I strongly agree because I agree with what you were saying. I think there's times to state your claim, especially if it's something that's just like serious. Like, okay, if you know that you're right, then it's only like right to kind of like be like, okay, yeah, you signed up right now. But there's times when it's just like not worth it. I feel like that, like I'm just like, okay, it's really not that serious. Like, who cares? There are times where it's like, it's not that serious, it's not real. And I see you behind me and I can hear you with your little saliva smacking in your mouth. Point of the story is it's not that serious. Sometimes it's just not that real. And when it is real, state your claim. If they don't respect your claim, then they can be in the dark. Leave them in the dark, man. Just kidding.
We
If
have
you
a-
love them, you can't leave them in the dark. You gotta tell them. You gotta.
We have
you
a
gotta-
good communication system in this household, so.
Right. There's times where you'll say something, and I know that 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 I'm right. That I'm
No.
right. Last question. I gotta take the last sip.
It's
The
a good
last-
question. I love
Can you
this.
pour me some? You're not even finishing that.
This tastes like soap.
No, it doesn't. It's not good.
You shouldn't get into a relationship unless you have a healthy relationship with yourself.
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Just kidding.
I agree. You have to have a healthy relationship with yourself, 1,000%. But what I will say, you sometimes think that you are at the healthiest relationship with yourself that you can be, but I will say you don't really know how healthy a relationship with yourself is until you've kind of experienced what it's like being in a relationship with somebody else, and also still continuing to love yourself equally.
I strongly agree.
Sorry.
I think that was our biggest issue in the past.
Right.
Was both of us having to learn to love ourselves for who we are and learning how to love ourselves the way God tells us to love ourselves. Because I felt like in the past we looked to each other to love us. We looked at each other for God's love, like when we were supposed to look at God for his love. So I feel like once we looked at God for his love, we were able to love ourselves properly and then able to love each other properly. So I strongly agree, because I feel like if you're not able to love yourself, you're not going to be able to love the other person right, honestly. Like you think you will, but part of love is also receiving love as well. And being able to allow the other person to give you love. But if you don't love yourself, it's just gonna be like weird. Like you're not gonna understand why they even love you.
I love you very much.
I love you too.
We love you guys. Have a great day. Subscribe to join the Kunarasa fam. Bye!